degrees in Yakima. We have seen a few light rain and light snow showers move across the region overnight, and we still have a few leftover rain showers over Hermiston, a little bit of mist in Pendleton, and you can see just north of Pendleton, just west of Walla Walla, a little bit of light rain and light snow. This batch of very light rain and snow will be moving out of the region over the next hour or so. So I think you can leave that umbrella at home. You'll need the warm jacket this morning as temperatures start off in the 20s and 30s, and you'll need the sunglasses for this afternoon as those clouds clear out. So no weather expected to impact your morning or your evening commute. We will see a gradual warm up over the next few days. Find out when we get close to 60 coming up. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And now to a fire at the Buckingham Apartments on South Natchez Avenue yesterday morning. It's left 60 people displaced. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke with one of the residents who says while it's hard for anyone to lose their home, it's especially hard for the people in her building.
I spoke with Lena Carnes, who told me that she's been living at that apartment building for about 2 years now, and she's gotten to know a lot of the people around her. She says they've all had hard lives, and most of them are struggling to make ends meet. So this, added on top of everything, has just made their lives even harder.
Our third floor, where it happened, there's a disabled daughter and her dad taking care of her. Thank God they got out. And then the other one on the top floor is dying of cancer. All their medications are up there. They weren't able to get any of that. It's just devastating, traumatic.
Authorities say the fire started just after 5:30 a.m.
So I'm sleeping and I hear mass pounding, kicking, pounding on my door. And they're screaming, everybody's screaming. And then when I do open my door, two of the tenants from the third floor are right there with their puppies crying, and then I see the smoke.
All the residents got out safely, but one was sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation.
Everybody was coming down, and we couldn't get our animals out. It was so scary.
Carnes says she was able to grab Daisy, her 3.5-month-old Chihuahua mix, but her 7 cats are still missing. And she lost almost everything she owned.
What is your plan moving forward from here?
I don't know. I'm not worried about me. Okay, I've been homeless before, years ago, but those people really need help. And I hope the community understands and has empathy and helps them.
The Red Cross set up a warming center at their office, then an overnight shelter at Summit View Church of Christ.
Right now we're focused on individuals making sure they've got the place to sleep tonight so that they're not worried about that they've got meals to eat and then clothes to wear, and then we'll start piecing together the rest of the recovery for them, with them.
The Red Cross says they're already working with their community partners to make sure that these residents' needs get met. However, they say if people really want to help, what they're in dire need of is volunteers. You can find out more about volunteer opportunities on the American Red Cross website. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. And now to a brush fire near the airport that was quickly handled by the Pasco Fire Department yesterday afternoon. Fire officials say they were called to Road 36 and Burden Boulevard just before noon. Firefighters had to make a small hole in a nearby fence in order to access the fire. According to the battalion chief, it appeared the fire may have started due to a power surge from one of the lines nearby. And Pasco City Council is considering a proposal to buy an inflatable dome to place over Memorial Pool so that it can be kept open year-round. Currently, there's not much activity at Memorial Pool from September to May. And according to the Pasco Parks and Rec Director, anybody who wants to swim during the colder seasons has to find a smaller pool, head to one of the other cities, or both. The proposed solution is an air dome, an inflatable structure that can be blown up from September to May, and it can be taken down during the summer months. The cost of buying the dome and its inflation system is estimated to cost almost $550,000. The footing or foundation costs the dome for the dome is looking like it would cost around $350,000. Roughly $35,000 per year are expected in utility and chemical costs, while the process of setting up and taking down the dome would cost around $15,000 every year. but the Parks and Rec director is hoping those costs will be covered by the income from having the pool open all year. And if approved, the Parks and Rec director is hoping to have everything installed and ready to go in October of this year. There's also a link to the full proposal on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, scams are getting much more complicated and convincing these days. When we come back, we'll tell you what the Social Security Administration recommends to make sure you don't get taken advantage of. And looking outside, it's getting a little lighter out there. Sunrise is at 6:27 a.m. Temperature is 30 degrees, and we'll be back with more headlines right after this.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
His caring and supportive nature created a bond, and he shares that with every client he has.
Stacy always says really good things about me.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Ended up having a back injury. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
Can't thank Mariano enough. I mean, he is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
People are switching to Spectrum Internet. Let's see why.
We count on Spectrum Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always keep us connected and protected.
It's so reliable and fast.
Get Spectrum Internet with 99.9% reliability for $49.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and free security suite for 12 months with no added taxes or fees and no contracts. Save even more with our new 2-year price guarantee when you level up to 1 gig. Call 1-833-548-4999 or scan to call.
Ever since we switched to Spectrum Internet, our daughter's curiosity has a new spark.
Now we're saving a ton.
Since Spectrum Internet is fast and reliable, we don't worry about interruptions.
Amazing!
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi. Save even more with our new 2-year price guarantee when you level up to 1 gig. Call 1-833-548-4999.
Call now.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Want to test drive US Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if US Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive US Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back. This week is National Consumer Protection Week, and a piece of that puzzle is scam awareness. Riley Fitzgerald joins us live now in studio. Good morning, Riley. What do we know about scam prevention in 2024?
So scams aren't all what they used to be. Good morning, Jessica. They're more complex than they ever have been. And coming up this week, Thursday, is Slam the Scam Day. From avoiding scams to preventing identity theft and reporting fraud, I talked with the Social Security Administration about what to do to prevent becoming a victim.
Reports about fraudulent phone calls from people claiming to be from Social Security continue to increase. And I always do encourage people to report scams that they may encounter. If it's somebody that calls you up from an unknown number and they're saying they're with Social Security, really doubt that. Hang up on them.
From computer or email scams to physical real mail scams to those pesky phone calls. Kirk Larson, the Washington State Public Affairs representative with the Social Security Administration, says don't give out your private information. Last year, more than 200,000 complaints were filed with the FTC about government imposter scams.
Just it's important to remember there are people out there waiting to scam you and to take your money.
More than 14% of those 200,000 complaints say they lost money to a scammer. According to the Social Security Administration, That added up to more than $126 million.
People lose money, and every year people lose millions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars across this country to scams, unfortunately. But also it can be very damaging to your personal well-being and your personal psyche. Not only that, you've lost the money, but you also are embarrassed to tell people. And it really puts a real hardship on you as an individual.
And if you've been a victim to imposter scams and fraud, you can find the link to report it on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. And Jessica Larson said if one of the most important pieces of advice that he could give was to not carry around a Social Security card. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley, and good thing I don't do that. I also don't know where it is, so I need to figure that out. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, an unregistered sex offender in West Richland is causing outrage among parents of local school children. We'll tell you how authorities managed to track him down coming up. And looking outside, getting even lighter. Temperature is 30 degrees. It looks like the winds picked up a tiny little bit and it feels like 24 now. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in that first alert full forecast. That is next.
6 o'clock, bogey. Did you say burger? Because I can go for a burger. I'm not talking about burger. Roger that. Fire now.
Need burger? Get burger. It's back. Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger.
To help promote professional first aid training, Apple Valley News Now with Columbia Safety are giving you a chance to win a $500 gift card. To enter, click on contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com, and soon a $500 gift card could be yours.
Prosser Memorial Health board-certified pediatricians Dr. Dennis Moore and Dr. Gary Podolsky care for newborns through age 18 and are now accepting new patients at our Grandview and Prosser Clinic locations. Their services include wellness exams, school and sports physicals, and treatment for common childhood illnesses. To schedule an appointment for your child, call a Prosser Memorial Health Clinic near you or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
The average cost of hearing aids is nearly $5,000, but now you can buy a full pair of rechargeable, wireless, nearly invisible, easy to use, and comfortable hearing devices for only $99, but only from Audient.
It's easy to use.
They're small.
A pair of $99 Audient Atoms can be sold over the phone without having to see a doctor or audiologist. Call to order.
1-800-617-3809.
Next live, Eugene Levy and Denise Richards. And Monday, live from Hollywood, it's Lives After the Oscar Show.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Yeah! Oh boy, look at that Carl's Jr. burger. Bacon, jalapenos, beef, cheese, bacon, beef. $5 on the app? What? Another burger. Lettuce, cheese, melty, delicious pickle. You gotta be kidding. Barbecue sauce, strip, crunchy onion rings. $5? I'm burger rich. Need burger? Get burger. Yeah!
It's a great day for fly fishing.
I like the solitude. I like the beauty of it. I like the size of the fish.
Fly the Northwest over Amber Lake.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day to fish.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Colon cancer screening is the #1 way to prevent the disease. Learn more at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Digestive Health Center at Prosser Memorial Health reminds us that colon cancer screening saves lives. This is how we care. The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning, everyone. We're about 15 minutes away from the official sunrise here in the Tri-Cities, so the sky getting brighter and brighter despite all of that cloud cover around this morning. So it will be a cloudy start, but we will see more sunshine this afternoon, so that should put you in a good mood on this Tuesday. Tuesdays are hard enough, right? 30 degrees in the Tri-Cities right now. It's 29 in Prosser, 32 at Hanford, 29 in Connell, 31 Walla Walla, and we're at 27 degrees in Yakima. So it's a cold start this morning. You will definitely need that heavier coat, but there's not much wind. There's a little bit of a breeze out there, so that'll make it feel a few degrees colder, but nothing like what we dealt with yesterday morning with those wind chill numbers well below the air temperature. There have been a few light rain showers, light snow showers move across the region overnight, and here's the last of it before we start to dry things out. So we do have a little bit of rain falling in Hermiston, a little bit of mist in Pendleton, and a couple of light snow, light rain showers just to the west of Walla Walla. These will continue to push off to the east and northeast before tapering off. As we show you the big picture, we have a large dip in the jet stream still over the Pacific Northwest. So the rain and snow will continue to our south because that's where the most of the energy with the disturbance is. So the snow will continue to accumulate along the Oregon Cascades and across the Sierras as we see coastal rain showers. Then that jet stream, there's still that dip right over us. So that'll keep temperatures cooler than average, not only today, but tomorrow. And then once we get into Thursday and Friday, we'll start to see a ridge build in from the south and west, and that'll bring temperatures warmer than where they should be. So we'll see a nice warm up, a gradual warm up as we round out the week and head into the weekend. Here's what to expect today. Clouds around this morning, then breaking up, clearing out this afternoon, giving way to more sunshine. So I know you won't need the sunglasses this morning in many locations, but take them with you. You'll need them as you're heading home from work as temperatures only climb into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. It will be a rather cool day, but it's not going to feel as cool as yesterday because there's not going to be that breeze. Tonight, we'll see these clouds clear out, winds diminish even more, so patchy fog may develop by tomorrow morning. We'll have to watch for that closely as you head off to work on your Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we're down below freezing. We're looking at widespread 20s all across the Columbia Basin. Wednesday afternoon, mostly sunny with high temperatures in the 40s and lower 50s. So we're at least going in the right direction. I know it's not a quick warm up, but it's at least a little bit of a warm up. And I think we'll be treated to 2 planets and the moon in the southeast sky Thursday and Friday morning. I think the weather will cooperate. You want to look across the southeast sky around 30-40 minutes before sunrise. So that put it around 5:45 in the morning. Venus and Mars will be low on the horizon, and you should be able to see the crescent moon just off to the right of those 2 planets. 7-day forecast showing that here's our gradual warm up. We'll be closer to average by the end of the week with temperatures close to 60 this weekend, but then the rain chances are back in play. That clock indicating that we do spring forward. We lose that hour of sleep. I know it's rough if you have young kids. I totally understand that. That's where I'm at right now. 48 on Tuesday, 50 degrees Wednesday, 51 on Thursday, and then rain chances are back this weekend. Walla Walla, we keep it chilly today, tomorrow. 50s return Thursday, and we're back in the 50s tomorrow in Hermiston. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In crime news now, after a shooting at McGinnis Park Friday night left a 15-year-old girl killed, Yakima police are searching for answers. Police said that they know 2 different groups of underage youths totaling about 10 to 15 people had intentionally met up at the park. Shots were fired during an altercation, and the 15-year-old girl, who police say was a part of one of the groups, was killed. Police say several people told them some of those involved were from rival gangs, so they assume at this time the incident was gang-related. But not a lot of witnesses are coming forward.
It's unknown what they were all doing in the area at the time, whether it was intentional, unintentional, whatever the case may be. It resulted in the death of a 15-year-old girl in our community. And there are people that know what happened that night, and we need them to come forward.
If you have any information, you can contact Yakima Police, or if you want to stay anonymous, you can send your tip to Yakima County Crime Stoppers. A known sex offender has been rearrested by West Richland Police after they say he tried to lure students near Enterprise Middle School in February. Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed spoke with the parent yesterday who already brought up this issue during last week's school district board meeting.
And I really don't care if the police department says, hey, could you just keep this under the rug? We don't want to mess up our investigation. Screw your investigation. You need to put our students first. Every single time.
Karen Chapin is concerned, and she shared those concerns first at the district's board meeting last week, and today with me.
So, yeah, it does keep getting worse and worse. As a parent, this is, when you see something we're getting down to the details coming out and they're not getting any better. I'm even more frustrated with our school district, police department, and sheriff's department over what is clearly becoming a much worse story as time's going on.
On the West Richland Police Facebook page, they say a convicted sex offender accused of driving by Enterprise Middle School dozens of times is now behind bars. This allegedly happened to a number of kids and over the course of several days.
Parents, grandparents need to keep an eye on their young children as they can wander off very easily, and for the safety purposes, keep track of them if they want to have them the next day.
The suspect is 29-year-old Javier Ayala Collin, who actually lives in Benton City. The man was charged with indecent exposure from this case, but he apparently failed to even register as a sex offender from previous convictions.
But, you know, in those instances, you get up and I didn't really have anything written down to speak of, just kind of speaking from my heart. And at the moment, my heart was very angry, and it still is. I still feel like the school district has let us down.
The latest incident in mid-February involved a student who told school staff that a naked man in a black Subaru asked the young girl for directions and tried to get her into his car. Luckily, that did not happen. Chapin is still upset because she doesn't understand why the district nor any police agency alerted her or others about this until after the man was arrested. Are you hoping that, you know, by giving your feedback at the meetings and whatnot, this won't happen again?
I think what needs to happen, and parents, I can't just, you know, be me going and yelling at the school board. That's only so effective, right? What really needs to happen is the school board, the Richland School District, needs to decide what they're willing to do when cooperating with law enforcement investigations. And they need to put a policy in place that's written so that our principals from here on out know there's certain things that we're willing to cooperate with to this level, and there's certain things that we're not going to cooperate with at all.
People need to be aware and keep their eyes open and try to make sure that the kids understand that they need to be careful at all times, and people need, if they see something, they ought to make sure they, that doesn't look right, stop and be a good citizen.
Our calls to the Richland School District were not returned. The West Richland Police Department says the investigation is ongoing, but to reach out to them if you know anything about the suspect. Former Pasco police officer Richard Aguirre has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing Spokane woman Ruby Doss in 1986. Doss's daughters were in court via Zoom yesterday, asking the judge to give Aguirre the maximum sentence of 26 years. Aguirre sat quietly in court as Doss's 4 daughters expressed the pain he's caused their family. Aguirre's attorney argued in favor of the minimum sentence of 20 years. He asked the judge consider Aguirre's age at the time of the crime and his time served in law enforcement. Doss's daughter said justice has taken too long.
It's time for him to go to prison and experience what it's like to be a victim, because we have to live it every day, and at this point we refuse to be a victim to anybody.
The judge said he did not give the maximum sentence because of Aguirre's age at the time of the crime, but said the minimum sentence was not appropriate either. Aguirre was taken away in handcuffs. In a statement, his family said they believe he's innocent, saying, quote, "The state forensic scientists did not find our brother's DNA on her, nor on her 50-plus personal items found at the scene. But they did find unknown male DNA around the neck of her sweater and underneath her bloodied, partially ripped fingernail." When we return on Good Morning Northwest, the man who purchased a gun with his son 4 days before a Michigan school shooting is headed to trial today, accused of failing to take steps that could have prevented the teen from killing 4 students and wounding others.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Let's get scratching. Let's get scratching.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is a sign you'll want in your yard.
Survival rates for people with colon cancer can be as high as 90% with early detection. Get more at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Digestive Health Center at Prosser Memorial Health reminds us that colon cancer screening saves lives. This is how we care.
Have you tried to reach your internet company lately?
Your wait time will be 45 minutes.
At Washington Broadband, we have techs right here in Yakima, so you have a friend to help you through your technology issues. We even have after-hours help.
Washington Broadband, how can I help you?
In this difficult time when every other business is raising their prices, we still haven't in 28 years of serving Yakima, not even field charges. We will be your consistent local internet. Washington Broadband, your original hometown source to the world.
The Washington State presidential primary is underway.
This election is really being conducted for the Republican-Democrat parties.
When is an election not really an election?
We're all paying for this.
Watch Apple Valley News Now tonight at 5 and 6.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
A flight over a great little lake. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Welcome back. We go now to Michigan, where the father of a school shooter goes on trial today, just weeks after his wife was convicted. The first time in the U.S. that a parent was held criminally responsible for a school shooting carried out by their child. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyce.
This morning, the trial of James Crumbley gets underway. His son, Ethan, killed 4 of his classmates at their high school in Oxford, Michigan in 2021. James is charged with involuntary manslaughter, accused of making a gun accessible and ignoring his son's pleas for help addressing his mental health. His wife, Jennifer, was convicted on the same charges last month.
I would really like to see what he has to say in this matter.
Nicole Bosselet's daughter was killed in the shooting. She says she doesn't understand why Ethan's parents didn't do more to intervene in their son's life.
The stuff that he was doing and saying and writing and showing and watching is not just a kid going through a hard time.
During her trial, Jennifer Crumbley testified that James was the one in charge of the gun used by Ethan to carry out the attack.
I just didn't feel comfortable being in charge of that. It was more his thing.
A former prosecutor says James Crumbley's lawyers will need to overcome many challenges, including that testimony from Crumbley's wife.
The dad was the one that bought the gun. He was a gun owner. He knew how to safely store guns, and yet he didn't. Lockbox was still in the factory settings, and the cable lock wasn't used.
Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
A student injured in the shooting is expected to testify at James Crumbley's trial. As for Crumbley's wife, she'll be sentenced next month, and she faces up to 15 years in prison. Their son was sentenced to life in prison. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Washington State Patrol is reaching out to the community about a lot of reckless driving incidents in the region. And Washington State Patrol has released more information on what may have caused a 32-year-old Linwood man to crash his car into a WSP patrol car, killing a state trooper.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
I am Jimmy Kimmel, and I am hosting the Oscars 1 hour earlier this year. That's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and if you're on Mountain Time, I don't know what to tell you. Climb.
Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars, live Sunday on ABC.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you're free to enjoy your dreams.
Look at you. Okay, you ready?
Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Next week's plans. Where are we going?
Right with the bulls!
Right with the bulls. African safari! Caribbean cruise, yeah, Caribbean cruise.
Wyoming.
Wyoming!
Need a new furry pal? It's Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now. Each Wednesday, we'll feature lovable pets from area shelters wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Windermere Group 1 and Apple Valley News Now.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, amid an increase in reckless driving incidents across the Tri-Cities, Washington State Patrol is sharing how to keep those who work along the side of the roads safe. And there's been new information on the circumstances that led to the death of a Washington State Patrol trooper while he was on duty. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 6:30 on Tuesday, March 5th. Let's check in now on your forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. And Tiffany, it's cold again.
It is cold again, surprise, surprise, right? But at least we don't have much of a wind chill factor to worry about this morning, unlike yesterday morning. So it doesn't feel quite as cold this morning. And the sun is up, and brighter and brighter outside of our Legends Casino hotel camera. We have a lot of clouds out there right now, but we will see the clouds clear out as we head into this afternoon. We're going to send it
Difficulties, we'll get that looked at, and we'll head into headlines right now. Washington's slow down, move over law is meant to protect emergency response personnel and utility workers who are out on the side of the road. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma spoke with local law enforcement who says they need us to move over and give them space so we can all get home safe.
The move over law is in place to make sure every utility, medical, fire, and law enforcement officer can do their job and do it safely. It's not just when you see an emergency vehicle stopped, it's when you see and hear them too.
It is very important to always move to the right. That's the expectation. That's what you're required to do, is to move to the right to allow vehicles, emergency vehicles, to pass on the left. And so our officers, as they're approaching you with their lights and sirens on, the expectation is that you're going to move to the right, and that's what they're expecting you to do.
The law is simple. When you are driving, if you see emergency lights, including tow truck lights, slow down, move over into another lane. If you can't move over safely, then slow down at a crawl to make sure you don't hit anyone or anything.
The main thing behind it is everybody understands all they need to do is slow down or move over. It's really that simple. And if motorists are prepared to do that, then they can ensure that everybody's safe.
Despite the law being simple, law enforcement officers say people still drive by without thinking.
It's dangerous to the officers, it's dangerous to the public, but it also slows down our response as far as having to make sure that A, we have the room to get around somebody, or B, is waiting until they actually see us to move over to get around them, which is prolonging our response to the call that initiated this.
A lot of the times we see collisions happen because of speed or inattention. This law asks you to address both of those. Please just slow down, pay attention to what's in front of you, and move over so that everybody has space and time to work. And just look at those emergency workers, utility workers, whoever it is on the side of the road as people with families. Giving them that space will give them the comfort to feel like they can do their job safely.
Law enforcement we talked with today say there's no need for reckless driving. They say the only thing it leads to is serious injuries, even death. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
According to AAA, while a slow down move over law is in all 50 states, 71% of drivers don't know they're required to move over. The organization says on average, 23 roadside workers and first responders are killed while doing their jobs on the shoulder. And the man accused of causing a crash on I-5 that killed a Washington State Patrol trooper on March 2nd admitted to driving under the influence in court documents. Authorities said the 32-year-old Linwood man admitted to smoking weed and drinking alcohol earlier in the evening. Around 3 a.m., the man was going southbound on I-5 when he slammed into the car that WSP trooper Chris Gadd was in. Gadd died at the scene. The Linwood man is facing vehicular manslaughter and vehicular assault charges. He's currently in jail on a $1 million bond. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's been over a day since 3 NASA astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut took off for the International Space Station. But the crew is finally on board. We'll have a look at what it was like when they arrived. That is next. And looking outside, a little lighter out there. Temperature is 30 degrees. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in that first alert full forecast. That is coming up.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get money back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
See, Alice, it's snowy and cold out here, but in Triple Play's toasty indoor water park, people are happy and warm.
This is snow?
Right, Roy, she's never seen it.
It's cold and sticks to my feet. This stuff rules.
Ah, look, she made a snow, Roy.
That is clearly a snow stand.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Who is that?
My Aunt Shirley.
An evening with Third Eye Blind. Third Eye Blind. Live in concert. Playing a career-spanning full-band electric set. Legends Casino, Hotel Toppenish. Friday, April 12th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and at the Legends Casino gift shop. For more, visit thirdeyeblind.com.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Woo!
Whoa.
Oh, hey. Hey. What are we, Steve?
Winners.
I love you.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
What's better than the perfect cut of meat for a tasty meal? That's easy. The perfect cut of meat on sale.
Super One Foods 12-hour meat sale this Thursday only with great savings on USDA Choice Angus Beef New York Steak, $7.98 a pound. Boneless pork loin roast, $1.98 a pound. And visit your Super One Foods meat department for even more great savings in store.
Super One Foods 12-hour meat sale this Thursday only. The savings are sizzling.
Take advantage of the tax credits you can, including the annual Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You can get money back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
The Washington State presidential primary is underway.
This election is really being conducted for the Republican-Democrat parties.
When is an election not really an election?
We're all paying for this.
Watch Apple Valley News Now tonight at 5 and 6.
Next live, Eugene Levy and Denise Richards. And Monday, live from Hollywood, it's Lives After the Oscar Show.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. So 3 NASA astronauts and 1 Russian cosmonaut have finally reached the International Space Station. The hatch opened early this morning and the 4 members of Crew 8 came on board hugging their fellow space travelers. Crew 8's rocket launched Sunday night after 2 earlier attempts were scrubbed because of weather. With their arrival, there are now 11 people on the ISS, but 4 are set to return to Earth in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Crew 8 is expected to stay on board until the fall to conduct more than 200 science experiments. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, shrinkflation is in the spotlight once again, and now a popular Sesame Street character is joining the outcry over high grocery prices. And looking outside, temperature is still 30 degrees. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in that first alert full forecast. That is next.
You've got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 4 years no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. We're unique, and we're here for all of life's occasions, all year long. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
Dishwasher on the fritz. Laundry giving you fits. A water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Navigating a real estate transaction can be overwhelming, from finding the right property to navigating the closing process. That's why a successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process, an in-house marketing team to maximize your home's exposure, transaction coordinators to ensure accuracy throughout the transaction, and a network of local industry experts. With Windermere on your side, you can have peace of mind and confidence in your real estate journey.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
You've got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 4 years no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
A flight over a great little lake. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here is your reminder that we do spring forward this weekend. So just a good idea to turn those clocks ahead 1 hour before bed Saturday night. We still have a couple of days, but it's also a good idea to change the batteries in your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors and weather radios if you do have them. Sunsets will be getting later after this time change as well, while those sunrises get later too. So this Saturday before the time change, the sun will rise at 6:19. It'll set just before 6 o'clock. But after the time change Sunday, that sun won't rise until 7:17 in the morning. So it's back to getting ready in the dark. And then by the time the sun sets, most of you already home from work can enjoy the longer days, as the daylight hours increase, as the sun won't set until close to 7 o'clock. So that's always nice. We take a live look out of our Legends Casino and Hotel camera. We do have a lot of clouds around this morning, but we are dry in many locations. That's not the case in Pendleton, where they have a little bit of snow on the grassy spots. This is courtesy of WashDOT. This is I-84 looking west. So keep that in mind. If you want to see a little bit of snow this morning, you got to go down into Oregon, into the Pendleton area. And here's the radar. There's that little bit of snow that has been moving across portions of northeastern Oregon. A little bit of light rain in Hermiston earlier, but that has wrapped up. And we may see a little bit of light rain, a few snowflakes in Walla Walla before this precipitation tapers off this morning, I should say. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s out there. It's 30 in Tri-Cities, 31 Walla Walla, 35 in Hermiston, 29 Prosser, 27 degrees in Yakima. And here's the weather pattern. Today, we're going to stay cool with this dip in the jet stream, but the energy with that storm system stays to our south. So the rain and the snow will be confined to portions of Oregon and Northern California. Tomorrow, we still have that big dip in the jet stream. We're dry, but temperatures still below average for this time of year. Then as we take into Thursday and Friday, we'll get a ridge of high pressure building in. Winds will shift more out of the southwest. That means we'll see another warm up by the end of the week and into the weekend. So any of that rain and snow will be tapering off over the next hour or so. And then these clouds will gradually clear out during the afternoon hours. So we will see more sunshine today, which will be nice because it is going to be on the cool side. High temperatures right around 50 in the Tri-Cities. And we're looking at upper 40s in those outlying spots. Overnight, we'll see the clouds clear out completely, so patchy fog may develop and impact your morning commute tomorrow as temperatures drop back down below the freezing mark. And then tomorrow afternoon, temperatures a degree or two higher compared to today. So at least we're going in the right direction. High temperatures expected to climb into the lower 50s in the Tri-Cities. 7-day forecast showing that the weather pattern stays pretty quiet Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, lots of sun. We should be right around 55, 56 this time of year, so getting close to average by the end of the week. And then we warm it up even more as the chance for rain returns, and that clock indicating we do spring forward. Yakima 48 today. We're back in the 50s tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and those rain chances back in play this weekend. Walla Walla on the chilly side today, tomorrow with any light rain, snow wrapping up this morning. 50 on Thursday, 49 today. Hermiston 50s return tomorrow. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In money news, an unlikely figure is weighing in on the economy, and that's Cookie Monster. There is reaction to the message Cookie Monster posted online about what's happening to his cookies. ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports.
This morning, the Cookie Monster has had enough.
Chocolate chip cookie important to me too.
His beef with shrinkflation is getting attention on Capitol Hill after he posted, "Me hate shrinkflation. Me cookies are getting smaller." Senator Sherrod Brown responded, "Me too, Cookie Monster. People in my state of Ohio are fed up. They should get all the cookie they pay for." Shrinkflation is when companies make the size of their products smaller without cutting prices. A report from Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey found the size of some Oreo cookies has decreased by 6% since 2019. A family size of Wheat Thins has dropped 12% in weight.
Try new Charmin Mega Roll. It's 4 times the sheets in one.
And some Charmin toilet paper rolls now have 20 fewer sheets. President Biden recently took aim at shrinkflation, calling it a ripoff.
Give me a break. The American public is tired of being played for suckers.
Last week, Senator Casey introduced a bill that would give the FTC and state attorneys general authority to crack down on shrinkflation. But many Republicans dismissed that idea.
It's a tactic that fits well with the president's previous attempts to blame price gouging for higher prices. But these arguments are political spin and not serious explanations.
Even though inflation is down considerably from 2 years ago, a report on prices released last month was worse than expected, fueling new worries on Wall Street. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
I am right there with Cookie Monster. These cookie prices need to come down. And President Biden is expected to address inflation during his State of the Union address Thursday night. And we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, here's a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the stunning footage you have to see to believe.
Her aim was perfect. She takes the shark under.
National Geographic capturing a 60-year-old orca attacking this great white shark. Watch again as the killer whale rams its body into the shark's ribs.
Orca use a variety of strategies to take down their prey. One strategy is to ram them. Another strategy is to whack them with a tail, and they're very powerful animals. So, and a lot of times that's enough to stun something, and then they can come in and finish them off.
Nat Geo is owned by a division of Disney, ABC's parent company, and we'll have much more of this incredible caught-on-camera footage coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
When your child has moderate to severe eczema, it's okay for them to show off. Show off their clearer skin and noticeably less itch with Dupixent. Because children 6 months and older with eczema have plenty of reasons to show off their skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, they can stay ahead of their eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:50. We'll get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off in a fire at the Buckingham Apartments on South Natchez Avenue yesterday. It left 60 people displaced. Authorities say the third floor of the apartment building and residents were quickly evacuated after the fire started around 5:30 a.m. According to authorities, no one was seriously injured, but one resident was transported to a hospital for smoke inhalation. A warming center was set up for other residents at the Red Cross's Yakima headquarters before a shelter at Summit View Church of Christ was built. And a brush fire near the airport was quickly handled by the Pasco Fire Department yesterday afternoon. Fire officials say they were called to Road 36 and Burden Boulevard just before noon. Firefighters had to make a small hole in a nearby fence in order to access the fire. According to the battalion chief, it appeared the fire may have started due to a power surge from one of the lines nearby. The Pasco City Council is considering a proposal to buy an inflatable dome to place over Memorial Pool so that it can be kept open year-round. According to the Pasco Parks and Rec director, anybody who wants to swim during the colder seasons has to find a smaller pool, head to one of the other cities, or both. The proposed solution is an air dome, which is an inflatable structure that can be blown up from September to May, and it can be taken down during the summer months. And the cost of buying the dome and its inflation system is estimated to cost almost $550,000. The footing or foundation costs for the dome is looking like it would cost around $350,000. Roughly $35,000 per year are expected in utility and chemical costs, while the price or process of setting up and taking down the dome would cost around $15,000 every year. But the Parks and Rec director is hoping those costs will be covered by the income from having the pool open all year. And after a shooting at McGinnis Park Friday night left a 15-year-old girl killed, Yakima police are searching for answers. Police said that they know two different groups of underage youths totaling about 10 to 15 people had intentionally met up at the park. Shots were fired during an altercation, and the 15-year-old girl, who police say was part of one of the groups, was killed. Police say several people told them some of those involved were from rival gangs, so they assume at this time the incident was gang-related, but not a lot of witnesses are coming forward. Also, a known sex offender has been rearrested by West Richland police after they say he tried to lure students near Enterprise Middle School in February. According to the West Richland Police Facebook page, police say a convicted sex offender was seen driving by Enterprise Middle School multiple times, even making contact with at least 2 students. Luckily, they managed to escape, and the suspect, 29-year-old Javier Ayala Collin, actually lives in Benton City. He was charged with indecent exposure, but apparently failed to register as a sex offender from prior convictions. Former Pasco police officer Richard Aguirre has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing Spokane woman Ruby Doss in 1986. Doss's daughters were in court via Zoom yesterday, asking the judge to give Aguirre the maximum sentence of 26 years. Aguirre sat quietly in court as Doss's 4 daughters expressed the pain he's caused their family. Aguirre's attorney argued in favor of the minimum sentence of 20 years. He asked the judge consider Aguirre's age at the time of the crime and his time served in law enforcement. 31-year-old Irene Fleming was last seen leaving a rural Grant County home between 4 and 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th. And now the Grant County Sheriff's Office says she walked away and nobody knows where she went. So on Saturday, detectives received credible information from an East Wenatchee resident who had contact with a woman named Irene on February 29th. They say the woman matched Fleming's description, and while there's no evidence Irene Fleming is in danger, deputies say they've been concerned about her whereabouts and whether or not she's safe. Washington's Slow Down, Move Over law is meant to protect emergency response personnel and utility workers who are out on the side of the road. And according to the law, drivers must move over 1 lane away from any emergency response location or work site. And if they can't move over, then they must slow down to at least 10 miles below the posted speed limit. Kennewick Police Commander Isaac Merkel says the message is simple: slow down or pull over to avoid any potential danger. The man accused of causing a crash on I-5 that killed a Washington State Patrol trooper on March 2nd admitted to driving under the influence in court documents. Authorities said the 32-year-old Linwood man admitted to smoking weed and drinking alcohol earlier in the evening. Around 3 a.m., the man was going southbound on I-5 when he slammed into the car that WSP trooper Chris Gadd was in. Gadd died at the scene. The Linwood man is facing vehicular manslaughter and vehicular assault charges. He's currently in jail on a $1 million bond.
We have a lot of clouds out there this morning. This is what it looks like out of our Richland camera, courtesy of Legends Casino Hotel. And these clouds will gradually clear out this afternoon, so we will see more in the way of sunshine. But we're still tracking a little bit of light snow falling in Pendleton right now. We had a little bit of light rain in Hermiston earlier. This is from overnight as we expected this, and we have a little batch of this rain and snow getting closer and closer to Walla Walla. And all of this precipitation, it is on the light side, and it will be wrapping up in the next, I'd say, 1 to 2 hours. The rest of us will stay dry, temperatures climbing this morning once the sun has risen. So now we're up to 30 in Tri-Cities, 30 at Hanford, 27 in Yakima, and 29 in Prosser. It's cold this morning, but not nearly as breezy as yesterday morning, so we don't have much of a wind chill factor. Today, morning clouds will give way to afternoon sunshine. Highs around 50 degrees. Winds only out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Some patchy fog may develop, and temperatures will be dropping below the freezing mark. So we'll have to watch for that as you head to work tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, 52 degrees, plenty of sunshine, but still on the cool side, a few degrees below average with a light southwesterly breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll see a gradual warm up this week, and the weather pattern stays pretty quiet as we keep it dry right through the rest of the week. This weekend, temperatures climb a little more, and we'll have that chance for rain with our next storm system. That clock indicating that we do spring forward. We lose that hour of sleep Saturday night. Yakima 48 today, 50 tomorrow, more sunshine Thursday and Friday with that rain chance returning this weekend. Walla Walla, we could see a couple of snow showers this morning, then we're dry with clouds clearing out late in the day. 46 today, 48 tomorrow, 50s on Thursday. Hermiston after the rain this morning, we're dry, 49, 50s tomorrow, and middle 50s by the end of the week. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. Your local news is back tonight at 5. Have a terrific Tuesday.